This morning I'm in the mood for some tea. We're going to go out and harvest some chicory root and some red clover, and then we're going to roast the chicory root and make a tea. So this is the full root that we're looking for on here. You want to go as deep as possible. We actually missed the tip by just a little bit. It's hard to get the finer tips, but we're going to go ahead and cut this plant off because I'm not going to use it. I'll just let it go back to the earth. You can eat the leaves. It's better to harvest them early in the morning when they're a little bit more sweet, but today we are just looking for the root. 2 more down. Found 3 growing in a cluster here. So we'll get 3 roots for the price of 1 dig. Okay, we got this one here. Alright, here's another one. We'll move everything else out of the way and see where the base of the plant is. Don't mind this. This doesn't belong here. There we go. Alright, so we found this chicory plant off on the side of the road. Let's see. I know it's chicory because here's one of the branches off of it. You see the plant here, goes up. And then we have the very distinctive chicory flower with the square-ended petals. So we were looking for our chicory and red clover, and we came across some mullein, and there's plenty of it here, so we're going to go ahead and harvest some. Mullein is really good for respiratory illnesses, and my husband has asthma, so I like to dehydrate this and use it in teas. So we might actually go ahead and make a mullein tea today, since we haven't had much luck finding many red clovers. We'll just do mullein and chicory. I'm going to rinse the roots and the mullein. Get all the roots out of the bag. We don't want dirt and grime in our teas. See, right there is why we rinse. See that little critter? He does not want to be a part of this tea. We'll temporarily put you in the bag so we can take you back outside later. You don't need to rinse this flower. You might dehydrate that with the mullein though, just to add some extra nutrients. It won't hurt nothing. Alright, cold water. Want to get a rag or a scrubby, something along that line, to be able to get off all of the dirt and grime. You want your roots to basically look light tan, like the inside of a potato. That's when you know you've got most of the dirt and grime off. It's okay if you take a little bit of the outside layer of the root off. It's better to have the bare naked roots than to have dirt on your roots. So this is the kind of difference I'm talking about. This is a root that has just been pulled, hasn't been rinsed yet. This is what they should look like after rinsing. you go, little guy. There we go. Alright, I'm going to lay all my mullein out on a towel to kind of get any of that excess water off. Okay. Now I got all that laid out. I'm going to take my roots. Get them all on a baking sheet, get them spread out. Turn this on, turn the temp all the way down as far as it possibly can. 170 it is. I'm going to take the roots, put them in here, and let them roast. While I'm doing that, I'm going to come over here, flip these leaves around, give them a little pat, make sure that all the moisture is off them. And then as soon as I do that, I'm going to put them in the dehydrator. Alright, now that we've let these leaves mostly dry, we're going to get them on the dehydrator. Try to leave some airflow room. There we go. We probably won't have room for all these leaves this time around, but we can just leave some of the leaves out and dehydrate another time. Another method, if you don't have a dehydrator, is to take a string and needle and sew through them like you would hang peppers, and just drape them over like your kitchen sink or a window, somewhere where they can get dried. I would not suggest putting them in direct sunlight all the time, just because you don't want it leaching any nutrients. Okay. Alright, I'm going to put our setting on to 104 for herbs. 105 will do. We want to do 3 hours. And we'll let that dehydrate. Right, after roasting them and drying them out from 170 degrees to 210 degrees, I finished them off at about 300 for about 30 minutes to an hour, and watched them very carefully to make sure they didn't crisp up and burn. And now I'm going to put them in the food processor and get them blended up. So now I've got the chopped up chicory root, and I threw in a couple organic cinnamon sticks, and I'm going to boil a pot of water till it gets to a rolling boil. And once it does, I will shut the heat off and dump in the chicory root and the cinnamon sticks and let it steep. Now that my tea has steeped for about 20-30 minutes, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla to it, just a tiny hint. There. And for sweetener, I'm going to use monk fruit. Just about a little less than 1/4 cup, maybe about 1/8 cup. And then I'm going to stir this and try it out. Alright, I have poured my tea and added a little bit of evaporated milk just to give it some creamy taste. let's give it a try. Not bad. It's going to take a little while for the mullion to completely dehydrate, so stay tuned for the next video when we turn this into tea.